Species 7 here. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. This is Farming Simulator 2013 and doing another map review today. And today's map, okay, I'm gonna admit it, alright? I'm just a simple Canadian boy. I'm gonna show you the name of the map because it has sort of like letter combinations and things that are going to only accomplish one of two things should I try to actually pronounce the name of this map. One, I'm going to throw a little like over 18 language out there. Or two, I'm going to insult every single person who actually speaks this language as their native tongue. Okay, that's not going to help. This is the first paragraph. Okay. Ew. Well, that might be an issue because it doesn't tell us the name. Alright, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll go back to here. And we'll start it again. There we go. This is the name of the map that we're having a look at today. Alright. And this part is worrisome. This part is just unrelatable. So there you are. Yeah, we'll start this back up. Okay, we're here. For what it's worth, we are here. And let's just flip on the old HUD hider. We don't need things poking in the way. This is rather an interesting field. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I don't think it's actually a harvestable crop. How about we have a look at our map? Okay, well, we are apparently standing in a field. Well, here, as you can see on the PDA, the fields are not numbered. They are not numbered on the map either. So I'm going to assume one owns all the fields from the get-go. Let's have a look, shall we? Now, I did notice, actually, there were no vehicles included, or if they are, they don't show up because I don't think natively this was an MR map when it was, and I'm thinking that with the MR mods that maybe because all I've got is MR modded vehicles, I don't have the standard pack in here, that the normal vehicles don't show up. So I'm very sorry I can't actually show you guys on this map what you get if you log in with the stock vehicles. So this is the only vehicle I currently have here, which is of course my favorite little Unimog. This is the store. You'll actually notice it's not where the store is listed. And unfortunately, from what I have found puttering about on this map, there we go, that seems to be pretty common here. The markers don't seem to show up. Now, I am running PDA Fix. I tried the map without it, and it looked exactly the same, so I thought, well, we'll throw PDA Fix in and see how that does. And same result, obviously. So let's go for a little spin, shall we? As you can see, the fields are not by any stretch small. They're also reasonably hilly. So if you wanted to get in there with some pretty big style MR equipment, that'd be the kind of map to do it on. Again, I just really couldn't tell you what that stuff is at all. I'm not sure. If we go to the crops, wheat, barley, canola, corn, potato, sugar beets, milk, and sand. So, and again, because I'm running the MR engine on this to do the map review. Sorry, my fault. I should have cleared my mods and started fresh. I'm going to assume that there is a trailer or something else included to allow you to move said sand. Okay, milk. Alright, so there's obviously no milk pickup, so keep in mind you must have a milk trailer on this map. Let's go back to... Well, they do start us with a little bit of wheat, barley, canola, and corn, a whole bunch of potatoes, and a whole bunch of sugar beets. Alright. Let's see what else we've got here. Sometimes this PDA can tell you quite a lot. So we've got cows, we've got sheep, we get chickens, and that's it. So, the normal run of critters. Alright, let's have a look at what we've got going on here. I have not been able to get these gates to open. I do have, I think pretty much anything that's available for a map trigger I've tried getting out and doing both L and O, which seem to be the more common map triggers, etc. Now it could be this vehicle doesn't trigger it, because I have run into lots of maps where you're some vehicles won't trigger gates, whereas 98% of everything else you're running will. So yeah, that could well be the deal. Alright, now I had assumed that this was some sort of filling station. I thought these were perhaps gas tanks, but this may well be where you come to offload your milk. So, I don't know what Moako... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we can figure this one out, guys. I'm only close to as dumb as I look. Milk, okay, that's the one I wanted. And Ovabaza, Sakawaza, alrighty. Freight yard, okay. Well, not to say that what's on there doesn't count, but apparently milk is being sold at the freight yard. So, okay. And again, that may become a little bit problematic because things aren't always where they appear on this map. Let's head out to the main road here and see how we do, shall we? This was listed as a low poly, although to be honest with you, I'm not sure just how much that is. I'm not getting any sort of frame stutter or anything to any degree. Okay, here's the... yeah, this is the shop where we started, with, for some reason, quite an inordinate amount of storage space for vehicles. There's two very large sheds going on there. So, what do we got here? There's your ATM. I'm just going to make sure that this particular building over here is not some special function. Huh. Nope. Other than they didn't put a floor on her, it doesn't seem to be. Okay, so apparently that's more storage. And I think we didn't check out the back lot on that one. We'll go have a quick look at that, then we'll head down the other end of the map. Okay, I think we might get to it through here, actually. I do like this little Unimog, it's a great mod. A great little mod. And up the hill we go. Alright. Here we have our main farm. Sugar beets, potatoes, usual sort of thing. Not sure if the central... the heck is that laying on the ground? Empty sacks, I think. Not sure if that central bay is used for anything in particular, but there it is. Here is our dumping point for the crops. Kind of a unique little bit of a space there I haven't seen before. And here is the silos to pick them up. Okay. Now I see we have labels under the silos. So we've got canola, barley, and wheat. Not sure what that is. I think just decorative message. Mess. guess massage isn't exactly a word. Well, here's corn. Okay. So apparently corn we dump into a pile and siphon through there. That's alright. I have no issues with that. We have our seedage here. And it would appear that we have the Gelmist Calc mod installed, or for those of us that pretend to speak English, we have lime. Specifically dolomite lime, by the way, in case you're wondering. And as I've said before, it's actually for adjusting the pH in the soil. Although I think in the game they're actually just sort of using it to replace the fertilizer layer, because that's the way the game works, right? It just basically adds a layer on top of the field, and you know, when you cultivate it adds a layer, when you fertilize it adds a layer, right? So let's zoom down here. Okay, this road's not quite going where I thought it might. I must say there's some pretty unique colors, like this sort of teal blue crop here. I'm not sure what the heck's going on with that. I guess it's just a particular crop texture, because that would appear to actually be barley. You know, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's barley. I've just never seen it in that particular shade of green. But that's okay. I don't mind seeing different textures and that sort of thing on these guys, right? Don't mind at all. Not at all. Well, if anybody wants one of these Unimogs, mrwordpress.com. Yeah, that's the place where I got mine. And an incredibly neat rig. Huh. That's a rather interesting little sort of swampy field thing going on there. Huh. And so the detailing on this map is pretty decent. I think this is probably a dry-to riverbed as opposed to an actual road, but well, it connects to a road, so good enough. Good enough. There's a lot of barley. In fact, I suppose if we figure on where we are, okay, right about there. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. And go to our crop types. Barley is orange. And we're right about here. Yeah, see, I don't know, man. It's showing that as corn. Oh, okay. We must be looking at the one on the other side. My apologies. So yeah, okay, there's the big, it is barley. That weird greenish stuff is actually barley. Okay, well, there we go. So, barley it is. I just had to figure out what direction my vehicle was actually facing, that's all. And we'll pop up onto the main highway. So yeah, this is one of those maps. I think by the reason he's got it listed low poly is because it does seem to be one of these ones where the detailing looks really good as we're tripping along here in our Unimog. But when you get up to things, you realize they are, in fact, just like if we look at this tree, you can see that, yeah, it's, in fact, just a cross of two flat planes, identical pictured on both, and then you just simply put them at 90 degrees like paper cutouts to give those, you know, if you wanted to make a paper cutout look 3D, you'd make two identical and then put a slot in them, mount them 90 degrees, and it would look like the same thing from every angle. So, this is our little town, village, bang. Yeah, this is the local village. Reasonably nicely detailed. It doesn't seem terribly functional, from what I've been able to see anyways. There are supposed to be several points here. Good to see people walking around. I actually do prefer it when that sort of thing is added, you know? I truly do. Now you'll notice that we're showing all kinds of dump points here. If we head up this way, it shows we have a shop just off this side somewhere. And we put it right here. This would be the only set of buildings close. And as we can see, it certainly is not a shop, nor is it any sort of tipping point or anything else. So like I said, for some reason the map, the HUD, etc. don't really seem to function. Now I will give one caveat to that. It is entirely possible that it's because I have my Gorskoa map in this mod file. Right? Okay, this, it would appear, is our cow area. Alrighty. Not sure what's with these funky piles here, but the Unimog will climb it. Oh, maybe not. All-wheel drive? Ha! I love the MR mod. That is just cool. Oh. Well, what happened to the nice, gentle, sloping sides? It wasn't fair at all. I could have broke me pretty truck. Alright, what do we got? Well, I find that more often than not, the best way to figure out where all your critters are is to do this. Buy me some cows, buy me some sheeps, and to buy me some chickens. There we go, just any number. And, lo and behold, we now know this is the sheep one. Hello, what are you doing? Sharpening your fangs on the concrete, I see. Okay, these are really some scary sheep pen. So this would be our sheep pen. Cool, cool. I like it. It's a nice sheep pen. I'm sure the sheep appreciate it. We have feed here. And this, judging from old Bessie, Bossy, whatever the heck you call your local cow, is the cow area. Hello there. Take me for a ride, man. Come on. Well, don't. Oh. Every time, as soon as you climb on their back to go for a ride, they want to stop. Hello. Hup. Hup. Oof. Alrighty, well, good girl. So there's our cows. Okay, here we have, and that I think would be a watering trough, so perhaps the water mod is also here. Here's where we pick up our milk, or milch, or milk. Alright, so we pick up our milk here. So we have a bin here. Let's just see if it'll give us a size, shall we? No. Nah, well, some of them do, some of them don't. Not a big deal. But they certainly don't look that big. And same here. So we get a couple of silage bunkers. That's always nice. Here's our liquid poo tank. And I would imagine that were we to have a wee peek-a-boot, we would find, and yeah, I say a boot just to make you guys laugh at my Canadianness. I say about in normal speaking. But I'm going to assume this, yeah, that's where it hits the fan. Okay. There you are. So this is the cow and sheep area, well separated from the rest of the farm. And through here, I love the roads. They absolutely suck. We have a haystack system. Okay. I guess round bales on this. See, I'm thinking that you're not going to be able to stack a lot of bales in here in all honesty, because this is, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was the best place to put your hay shed. I think I would have rather seen a place you could have stuck a few vehicles instead, so you could have kept some stuff out here. But that's okay. Other than that, like I say, not bad. Some interesting, if not slightly excessive details. You know? Yeah. Can you actually go in here? No. So out of all of them, this one is actually solid. Okay. You can, however, climb on top of it. Well, that's delightful. I think, well, no, it would appear we have one more little area to visit. Wow, we're already producing wool. Good for us. Stay a while and listen. Maybe you'll get rich. I don't think so. So, the quickest way there it would look is to take this wee road down here, and then this one here, and then totally ignore the roads, leap across the river. Nicely done, only a Unimog, eh? And head on over. Okay, here's a cornfield, most definitely a very large-ass cornfield. On this side, I'm gonna hazard and say the flowers are the right color for canola. I'm gonna say that's probably one big canola field. I'm gonna say the fields are huge. Oh, we're just ripening. There we go. Oh, wow. Hey, this one's just ripening too. But what the heck have we got going on here? Or is this just wilting? What the heck are these? Let's have a look. It would either be potatoes. Yeah, that's potatoes. Okay. Oh, that's the sort of field we started in, isn't it? Well, now we know. The field that you start in, you're standing in a potato field. Right here, probably. Oh no, it's this one. So you start out standing in this potato field. Okay. Things are making more sense to me all the time. Okay, we need to get back out to the road. As you can see, it would appear most of the collisions are off. In all honesty, I prefer that. You know, that way you can sort of make your own decision. Do you really want to push the realism? Again, you can see why this is low poly. Those bushes we just came through, entirely single dimension. Right? As I said, the same thing sort of goes for all of the detailing here. It looks good from afar, but when you get up close, it is far from detailed. Oh, here we go. So this would be the sand pit. Alright. So you can... Oh, I was expecting to go over that. This is where you can take your Unimog out for 4-wheel drive lessons. And I would assume collect up sand that you can sell. Now, I don't imagine this is in any way functional, but you can, of course, have your own. So here's an opportunity to use some slightly different equipment, right? So, but I do think we've been pretty much everywhere there is to really go on this map. So, I gotta see what this is like in first person. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. True test of the Unimog. Oh. I think we failed. Yeah, she can't make that lip. Oh man, I feel bad now. But there you go, guys. This has been a map review. Again, I'm really not going to try and pronounce it. The name of the map is, of course, in the title down below. Hope you enjoyed our review. It's time for the opinion thing. Okay. This is a pretty decent map. Everything seems to be here. This is one of those maps where I'd probably chuck a few extra things in, like, you know, maybe a pig and beef fattening station or two, you know, just to get a little bit more animal production up. There seems to be reasonable storage. Whether it's well placed is another question. All of the laneways, roads, etc. do support equipment that can handle these big fields, and that's a nice thing, and it is a reasonable size. There's not a lot of fields, but they're all big, right? A couple in the corner are a little smaller, but... MR, would I play this one in MR? Well, I'm obviously using MR Unimog right now, but, yeah. Leaps the road. I like this car. It doesn't even misbehave when you do dumb things like that with it. But, it looks very doable in MR, actually. You, again, as I said, would need some large equipment, but that's fine. There's some awesome big equipment out there for MR, as you've seen in, well, even the Corsicoa videos that I'm doing. We're getting into some slightly bigger gear, because those fields do take a little bit of dealing with. And here is the last sell point. I just wanted to show you guys this before we log off, as it were. This is our freight yard. And again, as near as I can tell, yeah, there doesn't seem to be any sort of a trigger. And if we get out, because some of them do require you to do that. No, none of the standard map triggers work, so I assume these gates are not in fact automated gates. You can, however, as I say, drive through them. Okay, we have a scale, but it does not have a digital read. We have calc storage, or perhaps, again, alright, I would imagine you can buy calc there for your own storage. And here's the dump point for the freight. Cool. We have a place to get your MOG stuck. Huh. Never gets stuck. Grr. Alright. So yeah, obviously the freight yard. There you go. Alright, well that's been our review of the map. Again, please look at the description or the title to get the name of it, because I'm not going to attempt to completely abominate someone else's language. So, hope you enjoyed the review. Please leave likes, comments, etc., etc. You guys all know the routine. Would help me out lots to grow the channel. So, this has been Species7. Take care of each other, folks. Till next time we meet, well, ciao for now.